Hello guys, in this video I will show you the introduction of the PSPP, including how it looks like, the GUI of the PSPP, and how to insert the variable and data into this PSPP, and how to check the structure or use appropriate techniques to analyze your research data. Okay, before that, make sure that you have installed this PSPP before going through this video. So I have prepared a short video on how to install this PSPP properly. Okay, you can refer to the link in the description box below. Okay, so once you have successfully installed the PSPP, launch the application. So this will be the GUI of your PSPP, where you can see this toolbar here and other icons. And if you notice at the bottom here, there are two very important windows. The first one, variable view, and second one, data view. Okay, this variable view is allow the user to key in the variable and their attributes. For instance, type, width, values, and so on, which I will explain later. And another one will be data view. This is the window that allows the user to key in the data for each of these variable. So before you can insert any data, make sure that you have insert your variable first. Okay, given these situations, you are going to conduct a survey. You want to study the relationship between a employee's salary with this working experience and the favorite rings. So in this case, you have three variables: salary, working experience, and what is their favorite rings. So we have three variables. Identify which one is your independent variables, which one will be your dependent variables. Okay, in this case, your independent variable will be working experience and favorite rings. Meanwhile, your dependent variable will be salary. Okay, once you have identified your variables, now start to key in your variable. So I will key in the independent variable first, which is the working experience. Okay, make sure there will be there is no spacing when you are renaming your variables. No spacing is allowed, only word, digit, and underscore. Okay, so what is the type? Type is your data type. If your working experience is in this value, then put numeric. If your variables is in string, then you have to change it to string. Double click and you will see this window, then choose your types. Okay, so this working experience is normally represented by this value, 2.3 years, or 5 years, or 10 years. So it is a value, so we put numeric. So it's, yes, there's a decimal place. Okay, label is basically it's just a note for these variables. So basically I just leave it, unless you want to further explain what is the purpose for this variable. Yes, you can put as your label, your value labels. For this case, none. Okay, measure. Yeah, this is the very important attributes here. So I will explain to you once I have keyed in all the variable here. And the last one is the row. What is the purpose? What is the row for these variables? So if your variable is independent variable, put input. If your variable is a dependent variable, then you put as output. Okay, what is your second variable here? Favorite rings. Okay, you want to study whether this favorite ring will this factor affect the income or salary or not. So although we know that there will be no relationship, but for this case I just want to show you how to analyze the result. Okay, so click enter. Okay, so in this case we have 4 different categories for favorite drinks. The first one is the plain water, second one yogurt drinks, third one soft drinks, and the last one is alcoholic drinks. So basically you can just represent, if you have these categories, you can represent value 1 equal to plain water, value 2 equal to this yogurt drinks, value 3 equal to your soft drink, and the value 4 equal to your alcoholic drinks. so that you don't need to keep repeating writing these yogurt drinks or alcoholic things in your data, which is time consuming. So if you want to represent the value to your drinks, so you go to this value labels. Okay, double click this, and you will see this window. So you just type value 1 represent by plain water, value 2 represents yogurt drink, value 3 represents soft drink, and value 4 represents this alcoholic drink. Okay, so you have 4 labels here. Okay, click OK. So since in this case the decimal places is not that important, so you can just reduce it to 0. Alright, so meanwhile measure, later I will explain. So again, this is the independent variable, so you put input. So the last one, what will be your output? What will be your dependent variables? Your salary. Enter. So it's represented by value, yes. So we have decimal place, yes. So label, you can just put, if you want to further explain your variable name, so it's just income. So there's no value labels. Okay, your row should be the output. Okay, now we go to this very important attributes here, measure. Okay, in PSPP there are 3 types of a measure, level of measurement: nominal, ordinal, and scale. So what are the differences? So I will show you some tips here. Okay, look at this top right corner. Okay, the top right corner. So basically we have 3 different types of level of measurement, right? We have this nominal, ordinal, and scale. So but before we go further, what is that about? So first thing first, you have to identify how many types of the variables. Basically we have 2 types, okay, qualitative and quantitative. Okay, so what is qualitative? Qualitative is if your variable cannot represent by the value, then it is qualitative. Okay, meanwhile for quantitative, if a variable can be represented by the value, then it is quantitative. For instance, your weight, your height, 1070 cm, what is salary, 8000, is represented by the value, then it is quantitative. Okay, before we go further to this quantitative, look at this qualitative first. Again, in this qualitative, we can break down into 2 different types of variables. The first one, nominal. The second one, ordinal. So in nominal, it is actually unranked. There's no order. Okay, look at this example, gender. What is your gender? Male, female, right? Type of property, you have landed, condo, bungalow. What is your eyes color? Green, black. Okay, it is a categorical. Yet, it is also qualitative. So if it is categorical and qualitative, and it is unranked, no order, then it is nominal. What is ordinal? Ordinal is the variable can be represented by the ranking. You can give the order to this ranking. For instance, level of agreement. Okay, you disagree, neutral, then agree. You have a level, different level. You can give the order. Your satisfaction level, you are not satisfied, neutral, you are satisfied. There's an order, ranking 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so if it is a categorical, qualitative, and rank, then you have to choose ordinal here. Okay, so come back to this data set here, variable, working experience. Working experience can be represented by the value, right? So it is a quantitative and not group. So we put scale. What is your favorite drinks? It's actually, yeah, categories, right? You have 4 categories: plain water, soft drink, yogurt, alcoholic drinks. Alright, and also there are no ranking. you can't give order to them. So you have to choose nominal. Meanwhile, for the last one, salary is represented by the value 3,000, 5,000, 6,000. So you choose scale. Okay, so once you have key in all your variables and their attributes, then you have to go to this different go to the next window, which is the data view. Okay, cool. So if you look at this data view, they will have these three variables: working experience, favorite drinks, and salary that you key in just now in this variable view. Okay, now we have to key in the data. For instance, okay, before that, this column here represented by this your variable. You have three variables. Meanwhile, the row here is represented by this number of cases, number of observations. The first observation will be working experience maybe 1.3 years. Then his or her favorite drinks will be yogurt. Then his or her salary will be 5,000. Then what will be the second case, second person, second observation, and third observation, and so on. Okay, so since I already have this data, so I just import. Okay, so this is my data here. Okay, I have already keyed in. So if you look here, we have how many cases? 20 cases, means that 20%, 20 observations. Okay, so if you look at this favorite drinks, remember that we use the value represent different categories. One as this plain water, value 2 as yogurt drinks, value 3 represents soft drink, and value 4 alcoholic drinks. If you don't really familiar with this 1, 2, 3, 4, if you feel that it's not appropriate, or if you feel that not okay, so if you, let's say you want to convert it back to the label, yes, you can do it. Go to this icon. Okay, click this one. You will change the value back to the label that you predefined earlier here. 1 equal to plain water, 2 equal to yogurt, and so on. So come back to data. You can choose this icon. You will change the value back to the label. Okay. Okay, once you have keyed all your data here, I will show you how to perform some simple statistical analysis through this PSPP. Okay, firstly go to this analyze, descriptive statistic, frequency. Okay, now you can choose your variables that you would like to study. For instance, working experience, favorite drinks you want to study, or okay, before that I think you should choose only working experience first. Okay, so since this working experience is what is skill, so if you look at this scale, so what are the suitable analysis? If you are scale quantitative, then you can study the suitable analysis will be mean, median, standard deviation, skewness, and the suitable graphical representation will be frequency, box plot, histogram. Okay, so this since this working experience is a scale, so you can study the mean, standard deviations, variance. Okay, so you can choose the chart also. Okay, histogram is suitable. Click continue. Okay, then click OK. Okay, so this will be your result. Okay, so it's the working experience. So you have 0.6 years. How many of frequency? You have 1. Meanwhile, for 1.5 years, you have 2 frequency here, and so on. So you have total sample of 20. Okay, so now we look at this working experience. You have mean 5.93 years. What is the mode, skewness, minimum, maximum, and so on. Okay, so also you can analyze through this histogram. Okay, yeah, from this 0 to 4 years, there are how many frequency? 10. From 4 to 8, there are 4, and so on. Okay, now we will analyze for another variables. Go back to this descriptive statistic, frequency. Now we go to this favorite rings. So since this favorite ring is a nominal, it's a categorical and not quantitative. Since it is not quantitative, so all this statistic is not appropriate. So we just untick. Okay, we go to the chart. So for nominal, what is the suitable chart? Bar and pie chart. Okay, bar chart and pie chart. Click OK, continue. Okay. So you should able to see, yes, there are how many frequency, how many samples? Okay, there are 9. 9 staff they love plain water, 4 staff they love yogurt, 5 staff they love soft drink, and 2 they prefer alcoholic drinks. Again, there are total sample of 20. Also, we have a pie chart here. You can say that plain water, there are how many percent? 45%, and this yogurt 20%, soft drink 25%, and alcoholic drinks 10%. Okay, beside this pie chart, also we can also analyze these nominal variables through this bar chart. Okay, there are how many counts, how many frequency. Okay, based on these 4 different groups. Okay, so remember, if your variables is in a scale, yes, you can study the mean, the median, the standard deviation, skewness, and so on. Meanwhile, for the graph, you can study the frequency, the histogram. But for this nominal, okay, it is not necessary that you study the mean, median. There's no meaning. Okay, no point. You study the mean or median or standard deviations. Normally, we just study the frequency for this nominal, and meanwhile, for this graphical representation, we will go for this bar chart and pie chart. Meanwhile, for ordinal, okay, sometimes we will study the means. Okay, for instance, you represent 1 as not satisfied, 0 as -1. Okay, you represent this -1 with this not satisfied, 0 as neutral, and 1 as satisfied. Okay, if you get the mean value is equal to 0.95, is actually near to 1. So from there you can actually know that the mean value will be satisfied. Okay, it depends on the situations. Okay, it depends on the situations whether you can study these ordinal variables with this means or not. Okay, meanwhile, for this graphical representation for this ordinals, it is suitable to use bar chart or histogram to represent these ordinal variables. Please never study or analyze this ordinal variable using the pie chart. Okay, it is suitable only for bar chart and histogram. Okay, so beside this frequency statistic, you can also go to the descriptive. So basically, this descriptive is almost similar to this frequency, just the way they present the result is different, just a different format. Okay, just for instance, you want to study this working experience. Okay, move it to this variable column. So again, you can tick, since this is a scale, so you can tick this related analysis. Okay, variance, skewness. Okay, you click OK. So this will be the summary. Okay, number of samples for this working experience, what is the mean, variance, skewness, and so on. It's as a summary. Okay, basically the result from this descriptive is same as the frequency, just the way they present, the format they present is a bit different. Okay, beside this frequency and also this descriptive analysis, there will be another analysis known as exploration analysis. Okay, go to this analyze, descriptive, explore. Okay, so you will need to key in this what is your dependent list and what is your independent variables. Okay, for instance, your dependent will be your monthly salary. What is your independent variables? For instance, working experience. Move it into this factor list. Okay, go to this statistic. Okay, you can click descriptive, click continue, options, okay, just leave it, click OK. Again, you will be able to see this data. What is the mean value for this monthly salary? What is the median, maximum, minimum, and so on. Okay, if you look at this, we have this 95% confidence interval for mean, lower bound, and upper bound. What does it mean? Okay, it means that if next time you conduct the same survey again with the sample size 20, okay, you have 95% confidence that the lower bound for this salary will be 4,285 ringgit. Meanwhile, for upper bound, you have 95% confidence that if you repeat the same survey with 20 samples, the upper bound or upper mean salary will be 8,634.66 ringgit. Okay, so if you go down here, okay, so you will have this working experience 0.6, what the monthly salary, okay, what is the frequency, okay, 1.3 working experience, what is the frequency, and so on. So you look at this descriptive, yes. So this is in more detail for this particular working experience 0.6 years. What will be the mean value? If let's say you have a 5 staff with working experience with 0.6, you will calculate you the mean value. It is in more detail for particular case 0.6. Just now in frequency and also in this descriptive in general, what is the average mean monthly salary? But in this exploratory analysis, it is more particular. For this working experience 0.6, what will be the mean value? In the particular 1.5 working experience, what will be the mean value? What will be the upper bound, lower bound, maximum range, and so on. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Lastly, I will show you how to analyze using the graph. Okay, go to this graph options, scatter plot. Okay, you need to identify what is your y-axis, what is your x-axis, what you want to see, visualize how the graph look like. Okay, y-axis will be your salary, your independent variable, or x-axis will be your working experience. Then you click OK. Then this will be your scatter plot. Okay, but from here we can't really actually identify what is the correlations. Okay, so for correlations, I will prepare another video known as this multiple regressions to identify what is the relationship. But from here, it's just a scatter plot. It can't really tell us much what is the relationship. Okay, so there's another option, histogram. Okay, remember which variables are suitable for histogram? Yeah, ordinal and scale. So for instance, I choose monthly salary. Okay, I move it to this variable. Okay, and tick this display normal curve and click OK. Alright, so you should be able to see this histogram for this monthly salary, and from here it will tell you this is a positive skewness. It is not normal distribution, it is a skew to the right hand side, therefore it is positive skewness. And lastly, we have this bar chart. Bar chart is suitable for only qualitative variables. Okay, for instance, favorite drinks. Okay, number of case. You move it to this category axis. Okay, finally you click OK. So it will just show you the number of frequency, this frequency, number of case for this particular category. Yeah, how many case for plain water? 9, yogurt 4, soft drink 5, alcoholic drinks 2. Okay, so that's all for this video. In the next video, I will show you how to perform a multiple regressions.